grading the EuroLeague signings that are official already, or most of them are not, but about to happen.
To be official.
Yeah. So
How are we grading? Like Americans? A,
come on, those
A
Americans,
plus,
those
A
Americans.
minus.
Who is this? A plus,
I
B
don't
plus,
even
B
know what
minus.
I don't know what's the equivalent.
Let's do it in European way, from
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how it goes in schools nowadays.
Probably.
So we're gonna name few free agents, few moves, and we're gonna share our grades. Let's start from the biggest one, TJ Shorts.
10.
I'm
Do
9.
you want to grade that, guys, or like?
Yeah, I guess 10 as well.
To me, it's 9. I'm not sure.
Why?
For me, to call it 10, it means it has to be perfect. Everything
On
has to
both
be
sides.
perfect. And to be honest, I liked Panathinaikos backcourt with Jerian Grant and Kendrick Nunn. And I always saw TJ as the main guy of the team, or whichever team he goes to. Here, I'm not sure.
And I'm
not
talking
sure
about
if it's
defense mostly, because that's where I'm headed right away. I'm thinking, okay, so if you got Nunn at 2 and you got DJ at 1, which is possible, and that's probably the only way to play both of them, to have TJ with the facilitating role, and then Nunn can play less with the ball, which was actually a struggle for him in some of these games, especially recently. You probably open up some spaces for Nunn, but when it comes to defense, with the Augustus breakdown of how Nunn loses focus, how things happen with defense, how he gets exposed. And then you got TJ Shorts, who's great on ball, like he's a presence, but he's still, you can cover him in schemes, but is there a guy to make those schemes in Panathinaikos?
That's the main thing.
Is there a scheme in Panathinaikos?
That's the main thing. I mean, the way Paris
okay, it's 9,
hided-
not 10, sorry. 9.
hidden TJ in Paris is so underrated in my eyes. Thiago Splitter, Isolo before, they did a tremendous job with the roster selection, with the other guys hustling, sacrificing a lot, and just helping TJ out. I'm not sure I can expect the same in Panathinaikos. That's one. Of course, you can say TJ, Kendrick Nunn. It doesn't look like a solid defensive backcourt, but at the same time, he played with Nadir Hifi in Paris. It wasn't the problem. It's more about the others, about the schemes, how to cover him up.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about his role offensively. He's not going to be the same. TJ Shorts probably. There's a good thing from TJ's perspective that Kostas Lukas is declining. So this scoring force is going to be a much needed thing for Panathinaikos for the next season. But again, we're talking about not the main guy of the team. So I'm not sure. I cannot give it a 10.
Look, I'm giving this 10 from the bottom of my heart because it's TJ Shorts. But in reality, it's like 6 or 7 because of the things you just mentioned. Like, I don't love TJ Shorts going to Power. I don't love it. I hoped he would go to some other team because there are not going to be things that made it easier for him to score or to be as dominant as they were things in Paris. I'm talking like Gortat screens, just great teamwork to help him be so great. And defensively, it's not going to be the same. So just because I like TJ Shorts, it's 10 from my heart, but my brain says it's like 6, and I don't love this deal at all because just of how big of a fan I am of TJ Shorts.
And this, we talk about situations that really matter in EuroLeague and in NBA as well, but the situation sometimes is more important than talent and anything. So the fit of yourself in that team. If he now spends these next few years in a situation where it doesn't work, his contract value will go down. Like, it might be a big implications towards his future career if it doesn't work out, which we have a lot of doubts about. So sometimes, it's a nice deal money-wise. It's a nice fan base. It's a very talented, stacked team. But for you personally as a player, who knows how that's going to work out?
He's going to be fine. He's earning a lot of money and,
Yeah, you earn a lot of money now, but will you, if you kept yourself in a situation where you're the main guy, completely the main guy?
Like Fener, for instance.
Nah, it'll be okay.
And
from that point
the one thing that's kind of stuck to my mind, we're talking about the fit, about the role, about kind of figuring it out by himself. Lorenzo Brown, after the last Final Four game, he told me, I didn't want to come in and try to be that guy or take over anything. I just wanted to help, but it was a sticky situation. I didn't really know my role, and I tried to figure that out throughout the year. But some nights it was 5 minutes, then 3 minutes. I just never really knew what I was supposed to do. I just don't want that to happen with TJ Shores.
What's gonna change that it wouldn't happen? It's likely it will happen.
He's just too good.
TJ is better than Lorenzo Brown,
and he has, let's say, his skill set, his profile gives him more potential to thrive in Ataman's and Panathinaikos game. Yeah, this thing is not going to change.
Next up, Milutinov to Olympiacos. We already talked about it in our other clip, but I guess considering the market, I will give it an 8.
Yeah, I was thinking about 8.5, but the price is huge. But also, we understand why Olympiacos did it. But you just need another really great guy next to him. So it's an 8 from my POV as well.
Yeah, 8 because of the market situation. They had to make this move. They made a great signing. It's going to be worth it due to the market situation, due to their center lineup. He might be even better next season than he was in his first 2 years during this tenure. So 8. Milan, Marko Guduric. That was shocking to me, to be honest.
You win the title and you just gone like this. Probably the offer was crazy, right?
Again,
comparing the two, like Fener's offer and Milano's offer,
it was a little higher. I don't know it like 100%, but from what I heard, it could be like 2.3 million per season.
And in Fener,
maybe a couple of 100,000 less or something. But when you put it in a 3-year contract, I mean,
he didn't have a.
For us, it's like 0.2. It doesn't mean much when you
you have
count it as 600,000 euros for 3 years.
The guaranteed money you need to look at.
Yeah, so that makes a difference. I guess it's hard to walk that money away.
It's hard for me to evaluate this because Milano is Milano. Players' value go down there, and I'm not sure. They're getting a really good player. I think he had one of the best years of his career, maybe. Won the title, hit some big shots, was super great. Played point guard for Fener a lot of times, handled the ball. So, he can improvise. That's what Messina asks you to do in his offense. So, I don't know.
So 8 well? 8, okay.
8.5.
For the reasons you said about the value going down, I was gonna say 7, and because I just didn't understand. The relationship with the coach was great. I feel like Jaskevicius really wanted to have Guduric there. Now you're going to a team. I understand from Milan's or from Marco's point of view, you're gonna be guaranteed starting lineup player because in Fener, the rotation was a bit more all over the place. You could be starting, you could be off the bench.
He was coming off the bench, yeah.
And you could be playing 18 minutes, you could be playing 5 minutes. Sometimes you could be playing 28 and scoring 20 points like in the final, whatever happened. So the point being, I feel like it's just going to be a stability thing for him. But from a basketball fan point of view, I don't love this at all. I'll give it a 7. I don't understand it.
From Milano's point of view, 9. From Marco's point of view, 6. Like you are going from a championship contender to
hopefully this year it will work out type of team.
Yeah, to a team where you spend 30 million and you don't win the Italian Cup and you don't win the Italian League, and they're just saying, yeah, it's growth, great team, great ambition that you have, and
Marco was a perfect
Good
role.
luck, Marco. We wish you all the best, but it's going to be a tough year.
He was a perfect, I would call him a role player in Fener. To decide some games, he was really great last season. Final Four, some Paris games, he was really solid. But probably Fener, they were basically the victims of this changing market because they couldn't make their role player probably the best paid player on the team, because if they match that offer, that's what he was about to become. So it's sad, but sometimes you have to say goodbye. Barcelona, Tornike Shengelia.
6 maximum. Don't you agree, guys?
6.5 maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess it's more for me like a 7.
It's
Not
hard
bad.
to me give 7 because I'm just mad at Barcelona. I just don't understand why I have to invest in another frontline player. If Shengelia was coming for like 800,000, that's okay. I doubt that Shengelia is coming from 800,000. And then you already have Vesely on a huge contract, Willy Hernangomez in a huge contract. And like all the time you were lacking talent on your backcourt. Okay, you might expect La Provitola to return, but still he was 1 year out of playing, and you could feel that they needed some help in the point guard position. Invest that money in a great point guard.
Is Satoransky staying?
I'm not sure. He's under contract, but
They just need a
but
starting
still,
point guard.
you need a different type of guard.
Yeah.
You can play Satoransky in like 20, 22 minutes or whatever, but you need some star power in that position. If you can, like, instead of investing to Shengelia, you can do that with the point guard.
Obviously,
understand.
their bigs, Metu is expiring.
Yeah,
Fall.
Meto leaves.
Both are, I'm not sure about Yusufa Fall, but both
He should
expiring.
leave. Yeah.
Okay, so those two guys go. Willy Hernangomez doesn't really play basketball anymore, so you kind of don't have him. You got Jan Vesely, who's
He
getting
actually
older.
had solid playoff series.
Yeah, that's it. But like, what about the rest of the season? And also, yeah, okay, he had a few good games now. You reminded me of that, but you still got Jan Vesely, who's getting 1 year older again. I don't expect Jan Vesely of 2 years ago when he just hit a second prime or some shit like that. But anyways, I feel like you play Tornike Shengelia as a center. You have this small ball, whatever. The fit itself is not the worst, but what you said, guys, that's why it's never gonna go above 7. But what you said, investing in the wrong, the wrong positions, I guess.
No, I just don't like the fit a lot. I don't know why you need a non-shooting power,
Where does he
power
even
forward
fit,
next to Willy, next to Vesely, and next to Yusufa Fall. I don't really understand
Does
it.
Shengelia
Good
fit
luck
anywhere?
KP playing ISO next season.
Where does Shengelia fit? I don't
Where
understand
does
that.
Shengelia
Actually,
fit?
yeah, like that kind of a player. Where does
Like
he fit?
he fits best when he has the ball in his hands, like on a probably not on a playoff team, probably not. But he needs to have the ball in his hands. Otherwise, he's they're helping off of him at all times, and their opponents are glad for him to take an outside shot.
Although his numbers were not bad last season, 36% from free. And, they had Chimez Meto. He is also, non-threat beyond the arc. But they somehow made him...
He can shoot.
I mean, come on. If you say that Shengelia cannot shoot, you cannot say that Meto can actually shoot.
Come on,
His numbers were like
But
36. The same
Don't look at
freaking
the numbers.
36.
Yeah,
How? Why?
That's just one season. Shengelia shot 36%. Nobody's guarding him. The reputation do not change in one season because somebody shoots 36%. His volume did not go up. Shengelia's volume did not go up. And if I don't care, he could be at 50%. If he shoots like 2 threes, I don't care about that. Like,
Okay.
to actually change your reputation,
I understand
you need
your
to...
point. I don't like Shengelia on my team, especially when I have Vesely at the center position and Willy at the center position. Like, no stretch options in that position. But it's like, I see where they were successful with Metu, and I understand like position to position, player to player replacement, because they share quite a similar profile. But again, the problem is the money you invest in that position. And you put all your resources in bringing Shengelia, because Meto was a bargain deal that they had.
And he had way more...
Come on. Meto's career average from free is 29%, so I cannot...
Oh, yeah, but that was NBA.
Yeah, but EuroLeague was...
Longer free-point... It's just different. Like,
He's
way more athletic,
big.
a younger. He shot pretty well this season. So... No. I don't like it. It's like 5 in my eyes.
Okay, what's next?
Mirotic to Monaco.
That's a solid 9, I think. Or actually, well, it depends with if Mike's there, but I don't see any problems with that. So I could go even as high as 10, as you guys convinced me the few podcasts before.
This should have happened like 2 years ago.
You think a few
In
years were
a
wasted.
perfect world for Nikola Mirotic and for Monaco. I actually like this. To me, it's at least a 9.
Yeah, go 9.
If
as well,
Mike
not
stays
10.
or if even Mike leaves, I think you
Then
can
you
can
actually-
get a nice guard. You have Elio Kobo. You have a nice guard next to him. You have Tice. You have Diallo, Blossom Game, Mirotic there. They're covering each other, like offensive, defensively. I can see a nice balance. He can play the 5 as well if you need some, somebody to stretch the floor way more. He can score on post-ups. You can have some nice plays for him.
Not to
I
say
like this fit.
You want to go down from 9, no?
No. 9 is okay to me.
Okay.
It would have been 10 if it was 2 years ago. Now Mirotic is 34. He turns 35 in February. And Monaco is perfectly built for him, as you mentioned. Guys like Diallo and Blossom Game in a forward position, and Daniel Tice as a center. It's an amazing situation for him. With Mike or another star level point guard, I mean that's the greatest fit.
And I would love
him.
to see him not just playing ISO ball as he's been for the last few seasons, but seeing what Spanoulis could come up with in terms of schemes, how to utilize Nikola Mirotic. And I think he would, and he will, rather do
Shadas
that.
did that well.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't forcing the game too much through Mirotic, but he found him in some sweet spots, that's for sure.
What is next?
PG Dozier, staying in Efes.
I don't know. Do you have an opinion on this? Like,
For how much money, though?
I don't have that number, to be honest with you. It should be like close to 2 million. I don't know, maybe. Because his starting price was 1.5 in the market. And Hapoel Tel Aviv got involved. So it has to be somewhere 1.7, 1.8, 1.9.
He had his moments again, as some players just have moments in the season where you really get the spotlight on you. And I feel like those helped getting this interest from all these teams. In my opinion, it's definitely a better move than last year's move he made, playing one season in Europe and going back to the NBA to just come back to Europe again. So I like the continuity. I mean, they got to build something there in Efes. They've been trying to rebuild for however long since Vasa left. So I'm okay with this. It's like it doesn't bring up any emotion, this signing to me. So
Yeah, me
I'll give
too.
it a 8 or a 7. It's just a signing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Finally, someone who stays in Efes. Because they got Bryant leaving.
Hey,
They
it's
got
hard
Kuro leaving.
to keep guys when they're getting those offers.
Yeah, I know.
From
It's
Hapoel.
It's crazy. That's why we're saying like the market has inflated so much. These prices are crazy. Also because there are 3 new teams and 2 of them, maybe 3 of them have money. Because even Valencia, like I read that they offered like Jean Montero crazy money, like
Like
around
2 million.
2 million. Wow. Although I love the guy, that's like a 10 signing Valencia.
Yeah. Yeah, I give them 8, I think. Or maybe between 8 and 9. I like him. I like him as a point guard, especially when you have guys like Shane Larkin. They might bring some more scoring power. I mean, that's a great point guard to have and to find some scoring punch within the market. So
Yeah.
his impact was huge when he came in. Efes were plus 11 per 100 possessions where he was on the court per BBalytics. So I think it's a great move.
Okay.
Hapoel bringing Daniel Oturu and Elijah Bryant.
That's 2 solid moves for a lot of money. But
Yeah, Oturu is like over 2 million per year.
Wow.
Or even more. And Elijah Bryant, it should be somewhere close to 2.5 per season, from 2.3 to 2.5.
And they're keeping the centers that they have with Motley and Kabako, correct?
I'm not sure about that. One of them should stay for sure.
Well, it's a nice front line for a EuroLeague debutant team, you know. And if they manage to land Vasilija Micic, have Elijah Bryant in that same lineup, a few guys here and there, I mean, they'll look more solid than I expected. Of course, they're throwing a lot of money at players, so maybe, you know. Plus, it is there. Huh?
Who are staying?
Antonio Blackney.
Okay, nice.
Ragland is leaving, so Yamadar is staying, but they need a star point guard. So Elijah Bryant is coming. There's Dan Naturu. Ishmael Wainwright should stay. It's
Nice.
It's unclear about Marcus Foster yet. And that's pretty much it. I would say they still need a good stretch 4 option and this star point guard.
Yeah, but this should be a solid team already in the first EuroLeague season.
I'll give it a 9, I guess.
For both those?
Yeah, I don't see.
I like those moves a lot. It's just the price. It doesn't make sense to me.
But imagine that for them, it's like not like for us. They're not like us a little bit. They're a bit.
I mean, they rich, we poor,
they're
or what?
They're like this, right?
We don't even comprehend the money that's going on here. We're talking about these millions. Like,
Gitas, show us how they do in Tel Aviv.
I don't know. Don't want to get canceled. I don't know what's gonna happen if I do something that's not appropriate.
I mean, just the money sign. I was thinking about
this. Okay,
Flash.
Oh, Flash.
Flash.
9.
Same number. Same number.
Yes,
So
maybe.
9.
Same
8.
number.
9,
Yeah.
8.
The number is the same.
And then last one is Žalgiris signing
For Lithuanian
Olympiacos
audience,
players.
right? Nigel Williams-Gazenmo says right.
For right,
I need
It's a
individual
good
grades.
grade, for sure.
yeah, I like.
It's like a
I
10.
Like the signing.
It's
It's
like
like 9.5 or 9.
How much money
What's
he
the price?
gets? What's the price?
I don't know, $1 million.
Do you like him for $1 million?
I love
I
it.
think.
To me, it again, like with Milutinov, from the market standpoint, like from the GM side, it doesn't make any freaking sense. Because he played in the Olympiacos for $650. He barely played the second year. So why the hell you should pay more? Okay, that's because they wanted to secure an early move. And for sure, his price was coming up. Like guys like Zhetek, Evarius Hayes, they're also from the same range, like 1 million players. So then you kind of get it and you have to sign him to have a chill summer. I get it.
Now do the same speech for Nigel Williams-Goss.
1.3.
1.3.
From the market that we have with the point guards, I mean, okay, you're not signing. Okay, you would take risks. I remember the conversation that we had.
I would take risks.
Okay.
I have questions about Williams-Goss. I know he fits like what Žalgiris needed: ball handling, passing, amazing defense. But he also had injury problems, just like Milutinov. He always has those, muscle injuries. So. Not sure how many games he is going to play. He always played like around 70% of the season. Plus, I just don't think he has that athleticism, like to actually create for himself. And I imagine Žalgiris spending 1.3 million for a guy who can also create for himself a little bit. And he doesn't have an outside shot. And he doesn't have that change of pace, that first step.
We still got Cisco, who has all that. And then you got more like a utility player, more like
I know, but
floor general, I guess.
Yeah, that's what he's coming in to do. It's just, I don't know, for that price, I don't know.
But the prices are inflated. We keep talking about it, we're going in circles. It's like for that price.
But like for 1.3,
that price is now that price. That's the price you pay.
But for 1.3, you could have, I don't know. I just imagine Žalgiris as a team who needs to take risks. And
I agree.
They're just tired of doing that, I guess, at the point guard position, because you just want a guaranteed option, and that's what guaranteed option costs you. But I just don't like maybe Goss that much as a guaranteed option in the EuroLeague. Just his flaws is not something I enjoy like watching and having on the team I support.
I guess they had they tried risking again with Lonnie Walker. that didn't work out, but then they must have forgot the other times that it did work out. Like Keenan Evans, the diamond in the rough you found and you took and you made him into a star that signed the deal.
Yeah, it happened with Francisco as well.
Cisco as well probably upped his value, even though there's a lot of problems we talk about. Regarding Wright, though, I was just going to say I give him a 10 because I just like him as a player, and I didn't like how Bartokas didn't. Obviously, he was injured, right? But when he was playing, I feel like in Bartokas' system, his ability to play with the ball kind of disappeared because you're not supposed to. And
he can't play much with the ball.
He's like a forward. Look at his highlights from Turkey.
No, I mean...
Look at his highlights from Turkey and then tell me he doesn't look like more like a small forward than a center.
He looks like a forward maybe, but he cannot play with the ball.
But
that's
he can
simple.
play with the ball for a center standard, let's say. And he can actually...
Very minimal, let's say.
I don't know, he was penetrating, he was getting to the rim.
There were a lot of turnovers as well. Like, you can't expect a lot from him. He can do that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like a lot of court awareness where the helps are coming. He's also have like his weaknesses defending. Like, he's not as good of a defender, but he sometimes saves himself, let's say, with his athleticism, like with his speed. Like, he blocks some shots because he gets in behind and then he's like, okay, with my size and with my speed and with my athleticism, I can block that.
Yeah.
But, you know, defensively, not an elite option. But I think Trinchieri will know how to utilize him. But definitely an upgrade for Žalgiris at that position. Like, that's easy. And I'm intrigued by what he will able to show in a way bigger role. But we shouldn't like expect.
I will.
What are you expecting from him? Like the stats
dominance. I don't know. Like, I'm expecting highlights. I'm expecting energy. I'm expecting him.
You'll get that.
Yeah, so that's all I need. Dominance, I was kidding about.
Will that convert to wins, though?
It doesn't matter anymore. That team is not about winning. It's about hope that you can win at some point. Yeah.
Okay, but
just need to
hope. Hope for the first part of the season, you need to win.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
It's
Let's
8.
see.
Okay.
Combined 8.
10 for me.
For
Goss?
For both. For both.
For both. Yeah.
Like Goss is like 7 for me, and Wright is like 8.5 or 9.
Yeah, I'd go 7 and 10.
Okay,
so 8 for
so
me.
8.
8.
So these are all the bigger moves that we had up until June 12th. For sure, we're gonna come back with some other moves that going to happen. Thanks for watching. It's summertime. We had a short break, but we're about to get back on track. If the free agency delivers, of course.
I mean, it should.
If you do your job, it will deliver.
Bravo.
Yes, you're the insider. You need to get the info before everyone else gets it, so we can talk about it.
Okay. Now you tell me what I have to do. Okay, let's talk after the show, okay?
Donatas, please, give us some information.
Ataman.